Hello all, welcome back to the GVRD Automation World channel. Right, we are continuing EPAM interview questions. Right, Selenium Automation interview questions. Previous classes we have seen right Selenium questions and Java questions. Now today's class we'll see Java programming questions. Right, what are the programming questions that are asked in the EPAM? Right, they have 4 questions. Mostly they will stretch on right concepts wise only, right? Like exception handling, they will ask to write some code, and streams, right? On streams and oops concept, right? Exception handling, right? Comparable comparator, right? These things mostly, right? They will stretch on, right? Any these topics they will stretch more. Any question they will form, right? Here are the few questions. First, exception handling. Right, they will ask to write a custom exception and they have a scenario, right? Withdraw and credit amount. When our balance is less than withdrawal amount, we have to throw the exception, our custom exception. We have to create exception and we have to throw that exception. Right, how to do it? Right, just right, we can create custom exception means how we will create? We can create either by runtime exception or checked exception. We can create two type of exception, right? Suppose, right, I have created insufficient balance exception, right, extends. It is a checked exception. If I extend exception class, then it is a checked exception, right? If I extend runtime exception, that is a runtime exception, right? There are two types of exceptions we can create, either checked exception, right? Checked exception or runtime exception, right? Then if I want to create the user defined exception, what are the point? First we need to extend the either exception or runtime exception. Right, then this is optional, right? To remove the warning, just I have created. Then we have to create the constructor. We have to create the constructor and call and pass. What is the message, right? While throwing the message error, right? We have to some message, right? String. Then we have to call the swapper of message. We have to hand over this exception to parent class constructor. We have to swapper means what? It will call the parent class constructor. And we can also override, right? String message equal to throwable, right? Constructor we can overload, right? That also we have learned. Constructor we can overload, right? Just throwable, right? Again we have to call, right? So now if you want to know what are the constructors, we can write it. We can go to exception, right? Here see, we can have a parameterized constructor, parameterized two argument parameters, message comma throwable, or only throwable, right? This also four argument constructor, we can write only those, right? Two we can write based on our requirement, either write one argument, two argument, whatever we want based on our requirement. First we have to create either runtime exception or checked exception. It is a checked exception, right? First thing is this. Next one is, right, we have to create one account class. I have created one account class, private double balance and constructor. While creating the constructor, what it will do, we can initialize some balance, right? While creating constructor itself, we can deposit some initial balance. If it is less than 0, initial balance cannot be negative. Suppose if it is already negative, right, initial balance cannot be negative, setting to 0. It will set to default to 0, and then balance. If you send the balance, it will assign to the balance, available balance. Now there is a method to get the balance. To view the balance, there is a method get balance, and there is a two more method, deposit and withdraw. Deposit means what? For existing balance we have to add the amount. If amount is greater than 0, then we will add whatever amount we will send to the existing balance, or deposit amount must be positive, right? Withdraw, suppose we can withdraw whatever amount is there less than, right? Amount should be it should be less than, right? whatever we are withdrawing amount, it should be less than or equal to available balance, right? Otherwise we cannot get it. Your balance is less than, right? We will get some error. Here also, suppose whatever withdrawing amount, if it is greater than the balance, if it is greater than the balance, we will throw withdrawal amount exceeds the balance, current balance, we are displaying the current balance. Else, if it is less than or equal to 0, we will allow withdraw. We will allow withdraw, and after withdrawing, what we have to do? If it is less than, withdrawal amount must be positive, or if it is right, a correct balance we are sending to withdraw, then first we have to decrease the amount from the available balance. From the available balance, successfully withdrawn. Right. Simple thing. Just deposit and credit to, right, to show how custom exception we have to create. Then take the main method. Right, main method, first we will create the constructor with initial balance 1000. We are depositing 1000. Then again I am calling the deposit method. Right, deposit method. And then get balance. Right, what it should display? Right, initially 1000 is there, then 1500 should deposit. Right, next just withdraw 200. Right, then balance after. Then again withdrawing 2000. Right, attempting to withdraw more than available balance, then it should throw exception, our custom exception. Suppose if you are trying to withdraw negative amount, right, by mistakenly I have given negative amount, you should also throw exception. Right, we'll see. Let's see, first we have deposited 1000, next deposit 500, then it becomes 1500, then 200 withdrawn, then it becomes 1300. It is working up to here fine. Now trying to withdraw, our balance is 1300. I am trying to withdraw more than 1300. What it will throw? Withdrawal amount exit balance, current balance is 1300 only. Suppose if I try to withdraw negative balance, withdrawal amount must be positive. Right, like this we can write our own, right, our own custom exception. Right, either runtime or checked exception. Right, fine. Then next question is, right, next question is, given a list of employee objects, how do you sort based on employee salary? Right, theoretical question we have learned in the previous session. Right, they have asked apart from theory, and they are also asked us to write the code. How do you sort employee, our user defined objects? Right, how to sort user defined objects based on the ID or name or salary? Right, how do you sort? By using comparable or comparator. Okay, how to sort? By using comparable comparator. Right, we have seen in the previous session, right, comparable comparator in detail. Just how to sort by using salary. Right, we will see example. Right, sorting. First we'll see comparable. Right, first we have to take the one employee class. We have to create one employee class, suppose by ID, name, salary. Then if you want to sort by using comparable will allow natural sorting order. Right, comparable is a interface. Right, it has a compare to method. In the constructor, we have taken, we are assigning this local variable, whatever variable we will send to instance variables. Then getter methods to get the data. Here interface will have a compare to method, we have to override. Right, what type of object is employee? So employee. Here what we need to compare, our requirement is to compare based on the, I want to do sorting based on the salary. So here inside double dot compare. Suppose if you want to compare integer dot compare, or string means string dot compare to. Right, we can use whichever we want. Here we want to compare a double salary, double dot compare. This dot salary means current salary, current instance salary, and other dot salary means this one, whatever, right? If you want to compare two objects we required, first object, second object, third object, fourth object, right? It will compare first object with the second object, second with the third, like that, right? A double dot compare current object with whatever we will pass, create that object, right? That object, it will compare both objects, right? We will see how it will work. Then main method, list of employee object. First we have to create a list of, right, like list of integer, list of string, list of float, list of double, like list of employees. Then we have to create the and store. We have a constructor new employee of employee ID, employee name, salary. Just create and add to the list. Create the employee object. Directly we can create like this. No need to assign it to employee E1 equal to new employee, E2 equal to E3 equal to, then add directly new employee. Like this we can add 1, 2, 3. Now if I want to sort it, suppose, right, there is no sort method. If I execute, what will happen? Right, based on the salary. See, it is not sorted. First it is printed 50, 75, 45. Not, right, not sorting order. We have to call collections.sort, collection.sort employees. Then only it will call that compare to method. Then only it will call compare to method. Now if I execute it again, see, now it is sorted in ascending order, 45,000, 50,000, 75, right? Ascending order, right? It will compare, right? How it is comparing? If you want to verify, you can debug it, right? I think everyone will know. So right click, debug as Java application, right? Whenever we will call collection.sort, see, it will come this dot salary 75,000, other salary, second one more object 50,000, right? It will compare and it will sort. Again it will take one more 45 and then 75, right? Again it will take 45, 75, right? 45, right? Like this it will compare, right, each one, then it will print in the sorting order. Comparative method will be called only whenever we will call collection.sort, then only it will sort. This is comparable, right? Comparator means what? If we want to, by using comparator also we can compare. Similarly here also employee, same employee object, but we no need to comparator. It is not mandatory to change the existing class. Comparable must change the existing code, existing class, right? Implement comparable, but comparator, it's not mandatory, right? We can implement, but it is not mandatory. We can directly write here, right? List of objects, right? Create the list of objects, employees dot sort, right? In the previous what we have done, collections dot sort in the comparable case, but here employees list object dot sort, we can call list of employees object dot sort comparator dot comparable double employee colon salary. This one of the, right, shortest form, right? Like this also we can write. Otherwise we can create the previous class we have seen, we can create the, right, anonymous class. Here anonymous class also we can create, or separate class we can create, implement a comparator and implement the compare method. Comparator, what it will have? It will have a compare method, right? Comparator will have compare method, right? This compare method, right? Here automatically it will do comparator dot comparing double. It will, in the employee class, take the salary field and compare it, right? If you want to see comparing int, if you want to compare int, double, long, these three we can compare it, right? It will sort automatically. Comparator, we no need to change the existing employee class separately. It's a simple thing. If I want to sort with, right, id, compare integer, right? If you want to compare with string, we can compare with string dot compare to, right? Easily we can do. Right, this is about the sorting, how to sort user defined objects. Right, that is one thing. And one more, given list of names, print only those names starts with H by using streams. Right, I have a list of string, list of names. There multiple names are there, but they have asked, they want to print us to whichever starts with H by using streams they are asking. Right, normally means you can use the right for each loop. Right, we can use and we can get and we can right starts with, we can use string, inside string we have starts with, right, starts with H, we can print it. But streams they are asking. Right, definitely they will ask one question on streams. Right, how to do it? Right, first we have created, I have created one array, arrays dot as list, simple array, string, string array, right, converted to list. Right, arrays dot as list, we can give comma separated strings, it will convert to list of string. Then first we have to stream. Right, what is the explanation of it? Right, if you want detailed explanation, I have noted down here. Converts list into stream for processing. Stream object, what it will do, it will convert the list into stream. Then second one is filter. Right, filter, it will filter, condition applies to include only names that starts with H, that starts with H, checks if string starts with letter H. And collect the filtered names into a new list. Whatever we have filtered, it will collect into new list. Then prints, for each method will print the filtered names. Right, in the single name, right, like this we can print stream, then filter, right, filter name starts with H, collect into another list. Right, then print. Either we can do for each loop or iterator, whatever we want, we can lambda expression we can use. This is one more functional programming. Filter names dot for each, system dot out colon colon print. Right, it will print only the names which starts with H. Right, we have to practice these things. Then right, it will, they will ask sometimes map, right, sometimes list. Right, we have to prepare both list and map, then we will get easily. Right, next one is write a program to explain dynamic polymorphism. Right, what is dynamic polymorphism? Overriding the parent class method in the child class. Right, that is called dynamic polymorphism. Right, here I have taken one animal interface parent class, animal parent class. It has a sound method. Dog and cat are subclasses and override the sound method. Dynamic polymorphism is what the type of object is determined at the runtime. The animal reference of type animal, but actual method call depends on the object reference. At runtime, we will decide which method to call at runtime based on the how we will create the animal object. By using dog, if we create, it will call dog sound method. If we create a animal object using cat means, it will call the cat sound method. Right, based on the object what we will create, that reference will be at runtime, it will decide which object, which sound method to call. Right, just example. Okay, dynamic polymer. Right, in the single class we can create multiple classes. I think you know. Right, but only one public class should be there. Right, otherwise, right, it will not. Suppose if you want to run it, let's say where our main method, it will check it. But at least we should have one public class in the. But two classes cannot be public. Right, see, it will throw error. Only one class will be public. Right, here one class animal parent class, it has a sound method, animal makes sound. Dog class will extend animal, override the method dog box, and then cat extends animal, cat meow. Right, based on the object, which object we will call for animal, based on that in runtime it will decide, okay, it is a dog object, so it will call dog. See, dog box. If it is a cat means it will cat sound method will call. Right, based on the which object we will create, that will decide at runtime and then call corresponding method. Right, dynamic polymorphism. Right, even though animal is declared as animal, the actual method is invoked dependent on a type of object at runtime. Right. Thanks for watching. If you like my way of content and teaching, please subscribe to the channel, write comment, and if you have any doubts, please comment it out.